Hello, 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 everyone. Let me make sure I get everything finalized here before I get started. Opening up this window. Little out of practice. um, Come on, started. There we go. And then, sorry about this, y'all. Boom. Oh, come on now. And then play it back. Okay. All right. First off, I want to just say to everybody that will be watching this, I know there's nobody watching now. That's okay. I know we're not doing it at the normal time. All will be explained. First off, let's just tackle why we're doing it. I'm doing this so early in the day. I'm doing it early in the day because we're sick. We're all sick. And the evenings are when it gets worse. And unfortunately for me, I don't know why, but whenever I get a cold or the flu or something, it turns pretty instantly into a sinus infection, and my teeth, my teeth hurt as the night goes on, and it makes eating hard. It makes talking hard. It makes doing anything hard because if you've ever had tooth pain, you know it's not fun. But I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys. So I figured I would just do it now. And if anything, you guys can watch this later on. It's probably going to be a bit of a shorter show, and we'll get into that. So, um, oh, what happened over there? Okay, I'm just checking one of my YouTube window over here. So, uh, for anybody who doesn't know, my wife and I have not gone on a vacation in 7 years, and that was the last one was our honeymoon. Um, and since then, we've had a lot of stuff come up that we have been trying to do financially. You know, bought a house. It flooded 3 weeks into owning it, and then we have for the last 3+ years been trying to start a family, and then JJ came along. So just finances have made it to where we haven't been able to take too many vacations. Some folks are pretty blessed to be able to do like a big yearly vacation. We did for every other year there for a while, but yeah, we'd rather just put that money towards Todd. How you doing, brother? I'm getting to it. Thanks for being here. But yeah, some folks can do it, and we just put that money towards the house and the boy. But this year we were able to go on our first vacation, and it was fantastic. Hello, Scott Newton. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Thanks for being here. But the vacation wasn't exactly what we were hoping it would be, and it's nobody's fault. It's nothing that we can't get that. That was not something that could be changed or anything like that. These things just happened. So what happened? Well, about I'm not going to say about. I'm going to tell you guys exactly when. So on the 25th of October, we went in. Hooray for vacay. Yeah, but not always. So on the 25th of October, a couple weeks back, we took JJ into his pediatrician, his pediatrician's office because he had a cold. Oh, hello, Maria. She says, "Hi, Jeff. Me and Steve are still sick. How's JJ?" Well, I'm sorry to hear that you guys are still sick. We love you guys. We miss you guys. Um, I just found out apparently there's another hurricane in Florida. Holy crap. I'm so sorry to hear that, you guys. I hope you guys are okay. I'm getting to JJ here in a second. Scott Ninja says, "Did you lose a toe on a Disney ride? You can get some money out of that." No, I didn't lose a toe. um, so on the 25th, we took JJ in because he was sick. We keep saying it. He's always sick, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It was explained to us. Apparently, kids are hit with viruses, especially if they go to daycare, every 10 days or so. Um, and it's been like that for him for his whole 1 year of life. So he is always sick. But so we took him into the doctor. We couldn't see his actual doctor, but we saw his sister's office. And they looked in his ear and they said, "Well, there's a little fluid on his ear, but there's no infection. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Could be a sinus infection, but we're not going to treat it until it becomes symptomatic or something like that. Don't worry about it." Okay. Checked his heart, checked his lungs. Everything's fine. Okay. If you recall, that was the same week I told you guys that we had to go in twice to the doctor because on the 28th, that Friday, he had to go in to get his second half of his flu shots. Before we took the flu shot and gave it to him, we asked the nurse, who's his normal nurse. She's amazing. He's dealing with a cold, and they say don't get a flu shot if you're already feeling bad. And she said, "No worries. We got the report from the previous visit. He's fine. And this might make him a little bit grumpy, but he's a tough kid. He'll be fine. A couple days, no worries." And so we're like, okay, well, that's perfect because as it turns out, a couple days later, on the 31st, on Halloween, Kimberly and I had planned on jumping on a plane and going on our vacation. It was going to be JJ's first flight. It was going to be so many firsts for him. And and we asked her, is it going to be okay? And she said he'll burn through this feeling crappy in a couple days. By Monday, he should be just fine. Okay. All right. So Scott Newton Jr. says, "Yeah, my kid's in preschool and he's always coming home with some kind of virus every week." Yeah, it's legitimately it's no joke. I thought it was just something that, was kind of a jokey thing that some parents said. Nope, it's 100% true. Every week for a year now, that boy's been sick. Man, it's yeah. And so we go about our weekend. We had our live stream, spent the 30th doing our normal Sunday stuff, and on top of that, that was the day we were going to celebrate my mom's birthday, so we went over and he saw Nana and everything was fine. Monday he goes to daycare, comes home. I've done my day of work, and we get in his house because they live a couple hours away, but they live closer to the airport that we were flying out of. And it would have just been nice for JJ to see his grandma and his papa, and so we were doing that. But Monday, he felt kind of crappy. That's but we were kind of like, Scott Newton Jr. says, "Yeah, my 1 year old daughter spent 3 days at the hospital over Halloween weekend. RSV is no joke. RSV is no joke at all. If you guys are sick, if you guys know anybody who's sick, stay away from the babies. Please, please, please. Stay away from the babies. We learned a lot about RSV this week. Um, um, so JJ was feeling kind of poopy, but we had been on a Tylenol breaking the fever kind of regime, and it always kind of worked, and so we were just like, well, He's a little hot. It's kind of moaning. And we'll just, man, I don't even like you think it's talking about stuff is like reliving it. And I don't like, I don't ever want to see what happened again. So this is not, so Monday night, I love you guys. You guys are like family. So I want you guys to know what's going on. Man. So Monday night, about 10:30, he's feeling crappy, but we give him some food, and he goes back to sleep because his sleep time is usually 8:30. And my in-laws' house is set up in the sense that the bids in the bedrooms are still their original bids. No, it's not the original bids, but it's a little bit bigger. Basically, Kimberly and I can sleep in the bed together as long as we are basically cuddling the whole night. We can't sleep in there with two dogs, let alone one now. And we certainly can't sleep in there with JJ. So we got his cribs, we got the play yard cribs set up in the room. He wasn't having it. He felt like crap. So Kimberly was like, I'm just going to put a little pillow fort around him and I'm going to let him sleep in the bed with me. And I said, okay, I'll sleep out in the front room. Me and May will sleep out in the front room. And so I get a text at about 2:00 in the morning and it's Kimberly saying, I need your help. And I'm up and I'm in the back room. What's going on? And he is on fire. He is burning up and he's rhythmically moaning, and not sounds you want to hear. And so Kimberly's like, I think we need to give him some Tylenol. I know we already gave him some food just a little bit ago, but let's give him a little bit of milk and some Tylenol. I said, done. I held him while she went and prepped the bottle, come in, she fed him, and he's eating and he's calming down a little bit. And Kimberly says, I think we need to go to the hospital. I think we might end up having to go to the hospital because he is really, really hot. Really, really, really hot. And her mother's intuition is something that I've never doubted a second. You say it, we're doing it. I don't have that. As much as guys may want to have that connection, we just don't. There's no such thing as father's intuition. At least I've never heard of it. So when her mother's intuition kicked in, I said, all I need for you is 2 words. Let's go. And we're gone. And she thought about it a few seconds later and she said, no, okay, you know what? And I know what she was trying to do. She was trying not to freak out. And panic. And I said, okay, well, whatever you're feeling, whatever you think, if whatever, we do it. She said, let's try to get through the night. And I said, okay. And oh man. And within a few seconds later, JJ stopped breathing. God damn it. He stopped breathing, and I kicked the door open, and Kimberly's screaming, and I kicked my in-laws' bedroom door open because I know her dad. He's done a lot of work. He's a former EMT. He's worked on cut suit technology. He's a virologist. He knows his shit. And I needed to get on the phone and get a hold of dispatch, get a hold of ambulance. So I just kick the door open and I say, I need help in here now. He jumps up. Her mom's scared out of her mind, but I got to help. I got to help keep her calm. So I ask, as I'm calling 911, I'm asking her for information. I know where they live, but I need her to be calm. So I ask her, What's the address? Yada, yada, yada. I'm on the phone with dispatch. And they were incredible. They were incredible. Kimberly starts CPR on JJ. And her dad gets in there and he starts taking over working on JJ. And he goes blue in the face. God damn it. And starts to drool a little bit, and her dad is holding him and talking to him. And again, I'm working on getting the ambulance here. And then he starts breathing again and starts moaning again. And all the time while he wasn't breathing and moaning, he was spasming. He was having a seizure. The ambulance gets here, and I help him up into the back bedroom where he's at. They take over, and they were amazing. They got him stabilized, and got him to where he was all right for the moment, but said he needs to go to a hospital. And as you guys, I'm not reading the chat. If you guys are saying stuff, I'm sorry, I can't read the chat right now. I'm sure you guys are being amazing, and it's going to be too much to read. Oh man. And so they get him stabilized, and they say to us, as we were talking about earlier, RSV is really, really everywhere right now, and all the beds at the local hospital are full. And I'm like, of course they are. But there's a specifically children's hospital. It's a little further away, but they feel like they can get him there, and it should be fine. I said, you guys are the professionals. What do you guys think? They said, let's take him to the kids' hospital. Okay, I need the address because I'm going to. They would only let one person in the back of the ambulance, and it was Kim. And I just said, I'm going to be there. So they got him on the gurney, and they got him in the back of the ambulance, and we all took off. And I met them at the hospital at the same time they got there. And we got checked in about 4:15 in the morning. And they were amazing. The EMTs. This is the kind of stuff that is just another story about why I wanted to do a comic book about someone like Silas. EMTs meet you at your worst moments, and they are amazing. So we get to the children's hospital, and they get him checked in. They get his vitals, and they give him a little bit of medicine to try to help bring down the temperature. And then we end up sitting in the waiting room for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And he fell asleep on my chest, which was a good sign because he was okay. He felt okay enough to do that. Then they get us into a room, and we're in there for another hour and a half, 2 hours waiting. He falls asleep again, and then the doctor comes in, and they take a look at him again. They look in his ears. Nothing going on there. Look at his heart, or listen to his heart, listen to his lungs, listen to him breathing. And they can't say anything for certain about what's going on. They said, do you want to do a test for the big three that are going on right now? COVID, RSV, and the flu. And they can do it all with one singular swab of the nose. And we said, yes, whatever you got to do. Yes, do it. So they run the test, they come back, he's negative on all three. He doesn't have RSV, COVID, or the flu. But we got a rundown of what was going to happen if he did. And so we were like, thank God he doesn't have RSV, COVID again, or the flu. And so the doctors say to us, he's stabilized, he's awake, he's happy, he's not hot. For all intents and purposes, he's okay. And so we talked to the doctor. There was a total of 6 nurses and 2 doctors that saw him. They were amazing. They were amazing at their job. They were passionate about taking care of kids, and it showed. And so one of the doctors, sort of the main doctor, she said, "It's nothing you guys could do anything differently." What happened was called a febrile seizure. And essentially, one of the ways that our bodies attack a virus, there's lots of ways, runny nose, yada, yada, yada. But one of the ways, you, me, everybody, when we get the flu or any virus, we feel hot and cold, right? It's an uncomfortable thing because you don't know why it's going on. Well, she explained why. One of the attack mechanisms of your body's immune system is to heat up and burn out the virus. The problem is if it happens too fast, they'll have one of these seizures. Apparently 1 in 8 kids have them. I didn't know that. I've never heard of this before. This was especially difficult because on top of everything else, Ruckus had a bunch of seizures before he died. So it wasn't fun. It was bad to see it again. And so they explained to me and Kim that, oh man, that he was going to be one of the 8, 1 in 8 kids have one. And of the kids that have one, 1 in 3 will have it again. And by 4 or 5, it goes away. Okay. What do we do if this happens again? She said, a man my size, don't give him CPR. You'll blow his lungs out. Don't give him CPR if you can help it. They usually stop within 5 minutes. If that's the case, you're all good. If they stop breathing, again, they'll come back within a few seconds, a minute or so. It's a febrile seizure, will not cause any issues with epilepsy in the future, his brain development, none of that. It's just his fever spiked too fast. And so we said, okay. We'd already postponed our flight. I mean, we got checked in at 4:15 in the morning, and we didn't leave there till close to 11. And we were supposed to be on the plane at 11. So we asked the doc, the second doctor, we asked him, hey, we don't have a problem canceling our vacation. Whatever we need to do for him, we need to do for him. And the doctor literally said that his daughter had one, and 2 days later, his wife and him and the kid were on a plane. He said, there's nothing you can do to change this. There's nothing you can do about this. Hold him. If it happens again, hold him, keep him safe, talk to him, do exactly what my father-in-law did. And it's not because of synapses not firing correctly in the brain. It's because of an immune system response. There's nothing you can do about this. Go live your life. That's what they told us. So we said, as awkward as this is going to be, Kimberly is ever the eternal optimist. And she's like, let's do this. And I said, okay, all right, let's do this. So we spend the rest of the night back with the in-laws again. Of course, my mom and dad and my brother and my sister-in-law flew up there 2 hours away. They weren't allowed into the waiting room because RSV, COVID, and flu are kicking everybody's butt right now. So they literally just waited in the car for several hours. We went and had lunch together. He got to see his nana and his pops, and then we went back to the in-laws, and we spent the rest of the night there. And just said, okay, if he wakes up in the morning and he feels fine because he's had a lot going on, then we'll get on that plane. If not, we don't have to get on that plane. And he woke up okay. He woke up fine. So we got on the plane, and it was about a 2-hour and 10-minute flight, and he slept through it like an absolute champ. He didn't give a crap that he was on a plane. He slept through it, and we landed, and we got started, and we landed on my birthday, and we had plans to do a lot of stuff, and I didn't care about doing any of it. I'll be honest, I didn't. I mean, I cared, but it was hard. It was hard. It was hard to get excited about stuff after everything that had just happened. He's way tougher than his daddy. I did see that comment. He's way stronger than me. And so we do a bunch of stuff that's supposed to be about my birthday, and I just can't stop thinking about him. But it was okay. The mornings and the evenings are when it gets really bad for him. We found out real quick. His fever spiked in late morning and late evening. And so again, we kept being told, we repeated in our minds, this is going to happen. It's going to happen. It's fine. It's fine. And he'd wake up and he'd feel like crap, and we'd have to give him the Tylenol and the Motrin every 3 hours and try to break the fever, and we would do it, and he'd have good days, midday, and then to get bad at night, we'd be up all night. And then finally, Friday, the 4th, I think it was, we'd had enough. We'd had enough. There's something still not going. There's something going on right now because he's still sick. We were told he should be over this within a couple of days. And here it was going into week 2. He's had a seizure. Something's going on here. So Kimberly and I, we try to be patient. We try to not freak out, but God damn it. We were tired of this. We need an answer. This cannot keep going on. And so we go to an urgent care, 24-hour urgent care, because it's like 10 o'clock at night, 10:30. And we get checked in, and then the doctor that's going to help us comes out and asks us, how old's the kid? And we say, he's 1. And they say, we're not going to treat him. We don't treat babies. Here's where you should take him. We were not happy about that. But in an effort to sort of find the silver lining, I told Kimberly, look, if things got squirrely in there and went pear-shaped, the address that they gave us is a hospital. It's probably where we would end up anyways. So let's just pack him back up. Let's just fucking go. So we went over there. They had in the emergency room, they had the normal emergency room, and then they had the pediatrician, the kids side of things. So we get checked in there, and we are in that waiting room for 10 minutes, and they get us into his room, and absolutely amazing. It was easily, as far as emergency rooms go, it was easily the most amazing experience we'd had. They had this technology. I don't know everything about how it works, but like they didn't have to wake him up, and they found out his heart rate, his blood ox, his weight, his body weight, like, and all of it without waking this little baby boy up. And and then the nurses were amazing, and the doctor comes in, And she teaches me how to hold him steady when she goes to get in his ears, which at this point, every time he'd had him checked, his left ear was inflamed and irritating him, and you had a fight on your hands trying to check his ear. You had a fight on his hands trying to wipe his nose. He's a very strong kid, and they probably hurt. You guys don't know this, but because I don't talk about it much, I have a real issue with my ears. I've never been okay with touching them. Kimberly can't touch them. My parents don't get to touch them. I don't touch my ears. I don't know why. I just have a really, really um, sensitive ears. I don't like touching them. So I understood JJ's pulling away, violently trying to pull away if somebody got into one of his ears, but it had to be done. And so he wasn't happy about it, but he pulled through it. She checked his ears, she checked his heart, she listened to his heart, listened to his breathing, and then she says to us, "Give us a rundown of what's been going on." And we tell her about all these visits and everything that we've been dealing with. And she says, "Okay, well, here's a few things. One, it's good that they didn't try to treat a sinus infection because he doesn't have sinuses." And we didn't know this. This is part of what I'm talking about, that this doctor was incredible because she educated us as well as helping him. She said, your sinuses don't develop until 12, 13 years old. And one of the things your sinuses do, they act as a reservoir, an offshoot for if your body's mucus production kicks in. One of the reasons why your body would produce mucus a lot is if you have a virus. The heat thing, that's just one way your body tries to kill viruses. The other way is it creates this super sticky crap, mucus, and then evacuates it out of you through coughing, sneezing, blowing your nose, runny nose, eyes, all of the jazz. The viruses stick in it, and it's just taken right out of your body. It makes total sense. So she said, if he's running in, if he's got a runny nose, all this is good, unless he's a 1-year-old who doesn't have sinuses. Plus, as we get older, our sinuses are not perfectly parallel with our ears. Our sinuses are slightly lower. So gravity feeds it, that mucus, that liquid, feeds it back into our nasal passages. And, you guys know what it's like to be sick. It goes down your throat, sours your stomach, or you cough it out, or you blow your nose, or whatever. As babies, your sinuses and your ears are parallel. So as he's getting more mucus production, it's pulling in the back of his ears. That was the little bit of fluid they saw in the back of his ears a couple weeks earlier, and they said, no infection, no worries. And then she said what she thinks is going on is that bacteria only needs a place that is warm, dark, and moist to grow in. Like just behind his eardrums where all that fluid was in his left ear. So she said, in her experience, well over 80% of kids who have febrile seizures, it starts with an ear infection. And so she said she thinks the very best thing to do is to test him again for the big three: COVID, flu, and RSV. If it's not any of those things, then it's probably an ear infection that started off with him getting a rhinovirus or the common cold. And so we said, test him. Whatever it takes. We don't care. Test him. Test him. Test him. Test him. Test him. Came back. He didn't have it again. He didn't have any of the three. He didn't have RSV, the flu, or COVID. And so she said, I can run another broad spectrum run where we can tell you 10 viral possibilities, and we can tell you if it's one of those 10. And we were like, well, what do you think? You're the doctor. She's like, basically, viruses are viruses. Your body responds to, no matter what the virus is, basically the same way. You're going to get a fever. You're going to get chills. You're going to get achy. You're going to get all the mucus production. You're going to get all that stuff. Running this extra test would just give you a name of a virus. And we said, well, what do you think? She said, I wouldn't worry about it. And I was like, okay, then we won't do that. We know it's not the big three. And so she says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you amoxicillin. You're going to give it to him every 12 hours. and it's an antibiotic, so it's going to kill the bacteria that's going on in his ear. Um, and you have a 10-day prescription, he should be fine. And so we said, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We gave him the amoxicillin. They checked us out. We went back to the hotel, and we woke up in the morning, and he was 180 degree. He was a totally different kid. Happy, cuddly, smiling ear to ear like a big idiot. It was amazing. And we got his prescription filled, even though we weren't in our normal place. And so we went back on the Tylenol and Motrin every 3 hours, amoxicillin as well. And the last day was incredible because he was feeling so much better. It was the best day of the trip, and it was the best day of the trip because he was feeling better, you know. And so Sunday comes around, and because that's Saturday, and so Sunday comes around, and we got to get on a plane come back home. And and he sleeps through his second flight ever. He just slept through the whole thing. He slept in my arms, and everything was going fine. And then we got home, and he kind of had a little bit of a struggle in the car ride. Had a little bit of struggle going down, and so we were like, "We've seen this dance before. What's going on? This is not cool." And so Kimberly and I were like, all right, well, tomorrow, Monday, we'll see. We're taking it 1 hour at a time. We'll see how he feels in the morning. He wakes up with a fever again. And so we're like, God damn it. We're getting him up to his pediatrician because, like I said, the first time he saw the pediatrician a couple weeks before that, it was a sister office. It wasn't his actual doctor. This time we're going to that doctor. She's going to see us. If we have to spend all day, we did. We literally spent all day Monday again because the office was overflowed with RSV, COVID, and flu kids. But we got in. She looked over everything that was going on. We told them all this crap that's been going on for 2 freaking weeks now. And that's his doctor. She knows him. She was there from day one. And she says, well, I hate to tell it to you, but he's probably got the flu. And we're like, has he had the flu the whole time? She's like, no, he probably had a cold, and it probably turned into an ear infection, which probably gave him a febrile seizure. And then you guys got him on amoxicillin, which is perfect, and it's killing the bacteria. And then he went to daycare on Monday, and he was around a bunch of people on vacation. And the other reason why she thought that is because Kimberly is absolutely destroyed with the flu right now. So she's like, yeah, they get a bug hitting them every 10, 11 days, which means they get sick every 10, 11 days. And here we are 2 weeks later after getting the cold and all this crap happening. And then he gets the flu. So she has him on Tamiflu now, and it's supposed to shorten the duration and lessen the intensity of his flu. And she said, take him home. You guys are doing everything right. You guys had gotten great medical advice, except for the sinus thing, which was, no big deal. They didn't do anything. But she also explained to us that you have to let him have a little bit of a fever. It's his body's way of killing off the virus. So you have to let him, but after a certain point, then start working on breaking the fever. But 99, 100, let it be. If he's okay, if he's got 100-degree fever, but he's playful, don't worry about it. And all this was new to us, because as soon as he started cresting high 99s, we're starting on breaking that fever. She said, ease back a little bit. And so we got him home, and they tested him there again. we tested him there again for um COVID. He didn't have COVID. Um, so yeah, it and that was Monday, a couple days ago. Um, yeah, it has not been a good time. Um, but long story short, um, he's now okay. Is one of the worst nights of my life, Kimberly's life. She's still real shook up about it, and she's sick. She's at home all week. She's sick. I'm sick. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys never have to deal with that. Yeah, so as you guys can probably imagine, it's been tough to get work done this week. Um, I've been trying to reconnect with you guys through DMs. I know I've got some DMs that are waiting for me. Um, but I'll be honest. Well, I hate that expression. I'll be honest, as if I haven't been. Continuing to be completely transparent with you guys. The nights have been a little bit rough since he's been home. He's not slept 100% smoothly through the nights. And admittedly, Kimberly and I are pretty jumpy. If we hear a sound, we're pretty much sprung up out of that bed. We're not sleeping exactly very well. And I know I'm having bad dreams about it. So it's not good. But he's okay. And hopefully we never have to see another one of these. That was horrible. Um, but we're ready. We're ready if it does happen. Um, I love you guys. I don't feel like um I don't feel like tonight I'm going to feel like doing anything but spending time with him. So before he gets home from daycare is why I wanted to do the stream now. Plus, Kimberly doesn't feel good, and I've been pulling a little bit more weight around here because she does so much. She does so much um, to try to make it easy on her. So I'm going to be pretty busy tonight, and I'm probably going to feel like crap too. It's the same thing with me. Like I said, my teeth are already starting to hurt. It's only going to get worse in the night. So we're gonna. I wanted to do the stream because I love you guys. I love you guys. You guys are like family to us. So I wanted you to know what was going on, and yeah. Sorry that the time frame is so um different. But I hope you guys understand. We just little guys cannot catch a break, man. And he keeps on smiling through it all. I don't. I hope you guys never have to see what we saw. Oh man. So, yeah. We so I just don't feel like playing games. Sorry. I just don't. Um, I want to spend all the time when he gets home with him, and then I usually start the streams after he's already gone to bed. But tonight especially, I don't think Kimberly is going to be. She needs to sleep. So those first couple hours on Wednesdays where he's in bed, I'm down here streaming, get it done early. That way, hopefully he sleeps at least the first couple hours, and I get off here and I go up there and I'm watching the monitor. Tonight I'm just gonna get on that monitor as soon as he goes to bed. Oh man. Um, so I hope you guys understand. I love you guys. Um, And I know it's a short video, and not a very fun one, but hopefully, next week I can talk about stuff that's a little bit more positive. It just I don't know how to put on a happy face. He's my whole world. So yeah. Um so but are you guys are like family. So I wanted you guys to know, wanted you guys to know what was going on, and let you guys know that I'm trying to get caught back up with um DMs and messages and everything. And I told you guys we were going to do a stream today. I just yeah, I'm probably just gonna be locked on that monitor. So if you guys are the praying type, please pray um, that this medicine works and that he can get some catch a break, because it's yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go. I'm sorry I didn't read the chat. I've seen a couple of them, and I can't read them. I love you guys. We love you guys, and he's okay. We've got to keep telling ourselves that he's okay. Boy. Yeah. All right. I gotta go. We love you guys, and we will see you guys Saturday. I hope. I hope. Thank you guys. Oh man. All right, I gotta go. Love you guys. We'll see you Saturday.